I was in for 20 years, and my first 4 years, I was a security specialist. I was stationed at Hill Air Force Base, Keflavik, Iceland, Naval Air Station, Iceland, and then Blythefield Air Force Base in Arkansas. Then I got out of the service. I did my 4 year hitch. I got out, and 8 years later, Desert Storm hit, and I guess like every other, especially male with testosterone, oh no, we've got to go back. We've got to go back. So I went back in, but I went in the reserves, and I got deployed so many times. I tell people my active duty years, the only thing that happened really on a world scale was the Grenada, when we went in and got all the students out of Grenada. But other than that, when Desert Storm hit, I was deployed all the time. So I mean, it was. So when people say, "Oh, reservist, just 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks in the summer," I said, "Oh no, 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 no." I do a lot of research when I'm like looking at something to buy or looking at something to do or whatever. I do a lot of research, and I don't know. In one of my searches, it came up, and then I kind of zoned in on them and honed in and looked at what they provided, and I talked to someone, and I liked what I heard. So, I'm not the type person. I'm an old Southern boy. I was raised with the Bible and God and everything else. So I was always taught to not try to get something that you don't deserve. So but I got to the point with especially my PTSD. I mean, it got so bad to where I said, you know what? I don't chase ambulances, and I'm not chasing an ambulance, but I want to be compensated for what I had to go through and then what I live through now. So that's really how it all started, and then from there. But you know what? I've been impressed so far. I know I'm probably going to have to wait on the last, several items that I'm trying to get disability on. But I'm just being patient because what I've seen so far has been pretty thorough. The follow up with Trajectory is incredible. I mean, I've been very impressed with that. And if I call and ask about something, they're very quick to jump on whatever we need to discuss, and that's appreciated by me. It really is. It just feels like it gives you that moment of, to where you feel like, okay, this is going to be worth it. All the work and effort and time has been worth it and everything. So, again, if I wasn't spiritual, I probably would already throw my hands up and just said, forget this. But I'm not going to be that. I'm going to be tenacious, and I'm going to continue to do what I know I need to do and trust God. That's really where I'm at there. So, I mean, if it takes a little bit longer, well, you know what? It'll take a little bit longer. Honestly, mine was 856, and I went on and paid that. The 172, which I receive now, I mean, you can only multiply that like 5 or 6 months, and that takes care of that. Well, if I live another 30 years, so I look at it that way. There's got to be a trade-off. In other words, if people are going to do something for you, that can benefit your life, you have to give something back. You have to. It's all part of fairness. You can't expect a company to go in and go to bat for you for free. I mean, I understand that. I get that. So I thought it was relatively fair myself. I'd never complained. I paid it pretty quick. So I have no issues other than to say I thought that Trajectory was very fair on that. Just, I'm humble, and I'm very grateful for what Trajectory has done for me and continuing to do for me. And, I'll do anything to help Trajectory if I can, because I appreciate what they've done. And I'm at a point in my life to where I understand that, and I want to do whatever I can back to help Trajectory.